Alright, so today we're going to see how the Crosman Vigilante works. Alright, so the first thing I want to show you about the Crosman Vigilante, you might remember that I did a little video on this, a shooting review. This thing did shoot a little high. Now, the reason for this, I don't know, but you might see on the back, here, has windage for left and right, and elevation right here, this little screw. Well, I literally got this flathead screwdriver. I kept turning that thing and eventually got to where I couldn't turn it. Not too tight, since that thing will not go down in there no more. And it just, I couldn't get it. I don't know. So if you get one of these, prepare that it might shoot a little high on you. From here to about, let's see, that burnt spot over there, it'll shoot about 4 inches high, so not too terribly bad. And on the top, there's a button, and you might see rotary magazine. Now, when you put this in here, okay, you have this side, alright, facing towards the barrel, and have this side with these ridges facing towards you. And pretty simple. It's 10 rotary magazines meant for pellets. They have a rotary magazine that you can get to shoot BBs. I prefer pellets over BBs any day. And you might see this hole right there. Well, that's where the CO2 gets released, and CO2 is, they come in these. This is also made by Crosman. This is a CO2 12-gram canister. This right here goes in the grip of the gun. See? Set that down, and it just like goes right up in there. Now, you can't put it in there with just one side on. You have to take both sides off. They easily clip off, and when I say easily, I mean easily. This, I usually like to, I already twisted it up in there, but it's pretty easy. It's hand tight, and it goes up in there like this. It'll look like that, and you just tighten it and tighten it till you hear, or you just couldn't make it go anymore. Alright, how CO2 works, how it works through the gun. It's pretty simple on my end, but I'm not sure about you. You might see this right here. That is part of the operation there. Right in there, I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah. Right there is where the hole gets punctured. Right here on the end of this, you might see this little rim, and that thing is compressed really, really tightly. And there's you might see this little bit, a tiny bit of brass. Yeah, you can see it. Alright. And when you pull the hammer back, this is your safety. Right now it's on safe. Alright. And you see that red dot appeared up. And now I could fire if there was CO2 and some pellets in it. Alright. And one thing that's neat about this is that there's a button on the back of it that the hammer just hits it. Not exactly the hammer, but when you pull it back, you might see. Alright. That little bar, you see that click down. Alright. I'll slowly release it. I'm not sure if you can see that, but that bar is getting pushed kind of like in an angle like this, and hitting that. And once it hits it, the bar goes below it, so it doesn't just constantly release CO2. I'm basically just assembling this thing. Not really, but the barrel on it is rifled. It's a rifled barrel. It's kind of just sitting in there. Another thing about this is that has these rails on it. You can put like a red dot or whatever you want on there. I prefer just to use the sights on this when I'm shooting a pistol, but you might have seen when I was showing you about the button and the bar and the hammer back here. If you look on the side in there, that little brass pipe. It's a pipe or tube, whatever you want to call it. It's on this side of the gun. So basically your left side. Not sure how well you can see that. See, it's in there. And basically it's all hidden basically where the rotary part is supposed to be on a real revolver. And let's see here, what else? So this, let me see it. I'm trying to look at my screen, I'm cheating here. It's right here. Right there, right in front of my finger. That thing moves up every time you pull the hammer back to rotate this, the rotary magazine. That's why I said it's important to have these ridges, is what you're looking at by this point, because that thing puts it up. And frankly, if you try to put this thing, you know, if you put it on the right, it'll go on. If you turn it around, try to put it on, it will seriously not go on. It'll stay, but you see it won't completely close all the way, so you will know if it's backwards or not. But that goes up. Maybe it'd be easier from a side view to see it. It's right there. Oh yeah, you can see it now. Alright. But that brass tube goes up in through here, and that CO2 is also kind of hooked up to it. Goes up through here, beside here. They did a well job of hiding this. And it goes up, and it comes out that little hole that makes where the pellet's sitting, and it just like goes out the barrel. And one thing I literally just now noticed, now that I had my finger on that, is this thing pushes in. That's one thing I didn't know going into this video. That's pretty neat. And a lot of people, I watch reviews on guns before I get them, because I don't want to buy some clunky thing that I don't want. And well, this right here, where you close to where it's in, you see how I've snapped it in, right? I've seen a lot of people do this. They will literally push the button down before closing it because they don't want to damage this little part right here. Now, ever since I got this, I've only done that 5 times, but most of the time I will literally do this right off the bat. Because when I first got this, I took a magnet. I don't have a magnet on me right now, and I was seeing what parts were metal and what parts weren't metal, and I stuck it to this. That is literal metal. It's not aluminum. It is literal metal, and I've been doing this ever since I got it. I've had this for a while, actually. It looks brand new still. It doesn't do a thing to it. Now about the writing on the gun. Of course, right here you have Vigilante. I know you can see that. And right here on the other side, I'm pretty sure you can't see it. I'll try to get in the camera's view. Yeah, you can see the words, but I'm not sure if you can read it. Alright, so it says warning. I'm pretty sure everybody knows this warning on every air gun, if you're familiar with it. But it's pretty simple, but I know there's gonna be at least one kid that's watching this that doesn't know. Alright, warning. Not a toy. Misuse or careless use may cause serious injury or death. So that means basically this. I'm not actually pointing it at my head. I'm not stupid. But basically doing something like that, shooting one of your friends, it's not a good thing to do. Before using, read owner's manual, but I really don't do that because I watch a lot of reviews on these things before I even get them, so I toss that thing out the window. But if you haven't watched any reviews and you got this, read the manual, please. Let's see. Manual available, free from Crosman Corp. So, Bloomingfield, New York. Alright. This shoots 4.5mm BBs and .177 caliber pellets. So it shoots both. It's dual ammo. Let's see, what else about the gun? This is a great gun. Now, it's just me, but Crosman, if you're watching this, but I didn't buy this thing off of your website. I trust you, Crosman, but I trust Crosman a lot. But I just have this little fear that I'm not going to get what I ordered when I get it on the internet. So I went to my local Walmart and picked this thing up for the same price at the at Crosman.com. Sorry, it costs $60. It's kind of on the cheap side, but it's fun for like plinking. Not really meant for penetration, just like having fun. All right, let me put these these back on. But I thought it was kind of important to put this video up on YouTube. And just in case you're wondering, you don't have to put these on a certain way. You just literally clip them both on. They do have certain sides to them, as you can tell. Like this is the left side. Alright, that's pretty straightforward. But you can see how it just I'm not sure, but you might see if it just barely covers this. Alright. It even has a little engraver in there to go over it. Watch. Just over it. So they did a very good job. I thank you, Crosman, for making this. It's a very fun gun to play around with. Put the rotary magazine back in there. But I know this video was probably a little long, at least. One more thing I wanted to say about this that I noticed about a month ago, actually, is now this is obvious, but that trigger goes back when you pull the hammer. Now, this little silver part right there is your actual trigger. I think this is literally just to pull that bar up, you know, I showed you. But you might see, I'm going to use this flathead screwdriver, and watch, I'm going to put it behind the trigger and just press on it, okay? And watch the hammer. If I can just get this all on camera at one time. I didn't pull the trigger. You might see that thing goes up when it does it. So, a little trigger. And I guess that's about all I have to say about this gun. Nothing really particularly bad on it. I mean, I like these little angled rails on it. It looks kind of cool. What else is on it? Got a target symbol right there. At first when I saw this, I thought it was Crosman branding. They have this target that has a C in it, but it's not actually. It's literally a target, but this right here is your Crosman branding. Okay. But I know this video was a little winded, but it's kind of fun to know how your gun works, what it does, how the pellet or bullet, whatever, goes through it. Firearms are very much simpler to explain, but this thing's pretty cool. I'll stick to this thing. If I ever want a revolver, when I get a real revolver, which I will, trust me, this was basically my backup. It works, and you might see, I have very large hands, alright? I know this video is getting winded, but this grip is actually kind of big. It fits my hands pretty well, actually. This thing's probably about 11 inches or so from the very back to the very front, alright? So, I'm not sure if you saw, but in my actual shooting review, you saw me doing something like this. You see that from a different angle. From like this, it kind of looks like I'm pointing at my face, right? No, I'm literally looking right there in case I missed a pellet. So that's all for the Crosman Vigilante. It's a pretty cool revolver overall. It has the option if you want a little dot on it or something, light. I guess most people, if they wanted to put this on here, put a dot on the top and put a light on the bottom. But like, or maybe a red dot right here, a laser. I don't know. I don't use them personally, but sorry that this video was a little long. But I thought it was very needed to tell people how this thing works. The Crosman Pump Master, I think I might do that, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people know how that works. Tell me in the comments below if you want another video like this or not. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. You know I had to shoot something with it to end the video off, right? I missed a couple. Alright, thanks for watching.